Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, it is Soulfax here, and you're watching me attempt to play Starcraft 2, and if I'm correct, this is the 6th episode of Road to Pro, a series in which I play Starcraft 2, review my old replays of Starcraft 2, well, they're not so old, okay, it really doesn't matter. We're playing on Antigua Shipyard here, we're playing a ladder match, a bronze ladder match, really low bronze ladder match, because I forgot to play this game for a few days. And so here it is. It's Protoss versus Terran, and let's introduce my opponent here. His name is I really can't read that. I'm sorry. Quebec. You're gonna call him Quebec. He's playing in the blue trousers on the right side of the map, and I'm playing in the right side, some kind of middle part of the map, playing the red trousers. Play Terran. Let's start this match. Okay. As usual, I take a little longer time to start, and I forget to split my, my SCVs, because it's very useful to split your SCVs while they're going to the mineral line, because you saw there, I sent them all to one mineral here, and they just stopped. One started mining, the rest started splitting themselves, so that's kind of a, it takes a few seconds off the early mining, which is not such a big deal, but it kind of helps you. Now my opponent is playing Terran, and he's playing, I think he was going for the very normal build here. I don't know why I can't scroll any more to the side here of the map. It'd be cool if I can scroll like to the space here. You can see there's a nice little planet. I actually adore Antigua Shipyard, I really love it. And in the meantime, I'm going for my standard 9 supply depot, 12 barracks here. I think that this guy will go and scout out immediately after my opponent is finished, after he's finished building this little supply depot here. Well, the reason why I don't like Antigua Shipyard that much, even though I said I like it, is because it's not a 1v1 map. It's a very big map, and I can mess up very easily here, and it takes me some time to find my opponent. I would prefer my opponent being down here. Yeah, I would prefer it that very much, or at least up there, but here is a very tricky position. Now this guy goes out to scout, and I was like, shift click this, and that is the last place I clicked on, I think. There's the barracks going down, while my opponent is building his first gateway. So I was very puzzled by this build, really. I was very puzzled while I was watching the replay and while I was scouting. Like, he takes the gateway and he takes the gas also. I know that Terran Protoss are very reliant on gas, but it was still very strange to me that he took the gas so early before even taking the gateway. But I think that he actually made a good decision, because he needs those stalkers on the field. He's building also another pylon, and while my probe is still down there, SCV, excuse me, and his probe, he sent 2 scouting probes, actually. I don't know what was that all about. That one went up there, that other one, he probably figured out that I'm somewhere down here. In the meantime, I got my refinery here, and now I block off his scouting, and I think I forgot to actually build a marine here, yes. I did actually forgot to bring a marine, a little mishap, nothing too too major here, because I was watching where my SCV goes. Now finally the Marine started training, and I'm in a good position here actually. I go into my opponent's base. I kinda AFK here because I totally wasn't looking at the minimap, and I was totally worrying about this probe. I didn't want to get cannon rushed or just him to set a pylon up there, so I was really like, I need to destroy it. Then I switch over to here, and I saw that my little guy is AFKing here. I should have actually meant to send him to mine just a little bit. My opponent has been setting up cybernetics core and a second gateway, so he's gonna be researching warp gates here, yes, and he's got 2 gateways down, so that is not a bad start, but he did not expand. In the meantime, I did expand. I started expanding, got 2 marines out here, started building the second barrack, so that is my usual build. Actually, I did modify it just a little bit. I usually take my tech lab before I take my second barracks and expand. Now where is my little guy? My little guy scouted out everything he needs to scout here. I was very puzzled by this because I didn't see an expansion, and from the meta game, what I see, like, people tend to expand fast. I see 3 gateways. I managed to see this while I was going away, so 3 gateways is a lot, and I was like, what, 3 gateways? Is he going to 4 gate rush me? And I was like, I can handle it, right? I got 2 barracks on the field. One of them is getting a reactor, second of them is supposed to get a tech lab right about now, and I should put down a supply depot here. That's one big problem with me. I forget to put down supply depots, and I tend to really lose the track of my supply. Now in the meantime, this little probe is still here. You'll see where he comes in use just a little bit later. And my opponent is still just building zealots. He's warping in zealots after zealot after zealot, as you can see. I don't know what was his plan with this, and he hasn't put a forge down at all. So that is also very strange to me. There is a robotic facility. It's a little bit delayed, or well, it's the 6th minute mark, so it's not that delayed. But well, if he chosen a different build, it would be even earlier in the field. In the meantime, I saw that he was just building zealots, and I was like, I don't have a lot of units out in the field. I don't intend to get a lot of units out in the field. I just intend to wall myself in just a little bit, and I put this bunker down here just to be safe. In the meantime, I'm not producing any units here, but I got a tech lab down, and I think that I'm researching stim. Yes, I really love to get the tech lab down very early to research the stim and combat shield. I actually prefer to put down the first barracks that I have. First 2 barracks, put 2 tech labs down and research stim and combat shield at the same time, but that is kinda counterproductive because I tend to mess it up because I don't have enough units on the field to defend against any kind of early aggression. While in the meantime, my opponent is still building zealots and 2 stalkers are warping in. Now he hasn't built any, he doesn't have any kind of how do you call him? Any kind of upgrades. He's going for War Prism. I can't blame him. This is a nice map to go for War Prism. He can go all the way from this side here and then just pop in here or pop in here in the smoke and then just rush up and kill every one of my SCVs. But I'm building units. I started my Marauder production here of that 1 barracks, and I'm finally starting to saturate this base just a little bit. This base has a nice saturation here of SCVs, as you can see. Nice saturation here. 3 in the gas here, 3 in the gas, 2 in the gas here. Well, that's a little bit of mishap, but doesn't matter. In the meantime, I see a probe there, and I don't know what he was aiming for with that probe. I think that was just scout a probe, but he should have actually sent a zealot or something like that. I can survive and actually get in my base here. But well, that's his decision. He also took the Zelnanga. No, he didn't take the Zelnanga tower. He decided to there. Oh shit! There. Follow it. Follow it, stupid. Control F. F. Okay, you don't want to follow it. Okay, he doesn't. Oops, excuse me. I did something. Control A, D. Control A. Okay, excuse me. Now he's setting a war prison down here to harass me in the main base, and I was very late with my reaction on this. I didn't see that on the minimap. He has a nice drop directly in the mineral line, and he does a lot of damage here. He does a lot of damage here. Look at this. Nope. Excuse me, not that. We're gonna go for R. 8 workers killed. 9 workers killed. 10 workers killed. 11 workers killed. Oh my god, he's just tearing me up. But I decided to pull back my SCVs and clean this up because I have a superior army. Like, what the hell is 3 stalkers and a stalker, 3 stalkers, 3 zealots and a stalker gonna do? He actually tries to warp in another stalker. I don't know what was he thinking at this point of time, because he knew that he needs to get the hell out of here as soon as possible because he's gonna lose that how to call it, war prism. But well, I forgot to stim up and actually take, no, I did not forget to stim up, but this got in the way. Now I immediately put my SCVs back to work as soon as I make sure that he's not away, and I accidentally make them go attack move over here, so they go over here, as well as 2-3 SCVs with them. Yeah, I made a lot of mistakes this match, but I have a second base, unlike my opponent who doesn't have a second base, so I'm really not so far behind. I mean, worker supply is, yeah, I have more workers than him, even though he killed 11 workers now. The army supply is a little bit favoring him, but still I have more production than he has, I think. So, and I'm going for 1-1 here and a combat shield, so you see, I was, even though he harassed my mineral line substantially here, I knew that I was in advantage because I didn't saw a how do you call it, an expansion here, and I had a nice little force here and decided to poke up just a little bit. I don't know if I should have waited for that 1-1, but I had combat shield and stim, so I was kind of secure here. Now I think when I finally figure out that I actually sent those guys here, I should put them back to work because they're very useful, and I'm just low with SCVs here. As you can see, I messed it up. There's 4 here and there's only 1 here. Yes, shit happens. I haven't taken the refineries, the gases on my natural for some reason, because I didn't actually need it. I had a lot of gas and I was going for Marauder Marine Medivacs, and I didn't put up my factory or starport yet, so I didn't have to worry about gas that early. Now I push out a little bit here just to see how much damage I can do, just to do some like preliminary scouting, and I was going for that 1-1 timing. As you can see, I went for concussive shells, which is a very quick update, upgrade, excuse me, as well as 1 and 1 should be finished by the time I go get up there. And I have a substantial force here that is heavily boosted by one random SCV here, a brave SCV. So he's finally starting to take his expansion here, and I think that he thought that he was extremely safe here with those few stalkers and a few zealots here, but I'm gonna prove him wrong. I'm gonna prove him definitely wrong, and he's still sending a war prison down here. He's built a pylon over here. I don't know what's that all about, really, I don't know. And now my little force here, and wait for the 1-1. No, I engage before 1-1, but there's more of my units than his. I surround that zealot. That zealot keeps doing damage to me because I was too stupid to destroy him. I was worried about the stalkers and everything. I take down this little pylon here. Do I take it down? Yes, I take it down. I go for the Nexus. He knew that he couldn't stop me from taking the Nexus. That's a lot of DPS here with those Marauders, and 1-1 finally being finished. That Nexus goes down without any more problem. He even brought a Immortal to the mix here, but I had a lot of units here. I had Stim, and I decided to go back a little bit and then just bait him, get that Immortal with Focus Fire, and then get everything else with Focus Fire as well. If he actually done that, Focus Fire, Target Fire, whatever you want to call it, he would be able to destroy me very quickly because most of my units are very low health. Now he warps in some more units. I try to do some more damage because these units are actually disposable. I have a nice economy. As you can see, I have a lot of minerals, and I have been making more units. 1-1 is done. I should actually go for 2-2, but I don't have a armory. Yes, I know, I'm stupid, but well, I have a lot of units, and I'm ahead of my opponent. He's actually building an expansion down here. I think that was his plan with this little place here, so if I deny that expansion up there, so he can build an expansion down here. Now in the meantime, I'm going for my turret base here because, well, why not? I mean, if I'm ahead, everybody wants to be more ahead. And now I put down two starports here and here, thinking about, oh, I need to get more production. I need to get those medivacs and finish this game off because I knew I was in a substantial advantage. And now he sends warps in. How many is that? Only 3 zealots here. I see that fairly early, and I wait for him to get close to my SCVs, pull them away without any casualties whatsoever. He goes for the refinery, I think, or something like that. No, he goes for the starports that are not being built, but he forgets to actually target the SCV. That would be a lot more effective if he actually targeted the SCV. And this is a big force. I mean, he can't survive that. I even send my SCVs to go work a little bit too early, and then the armory is finishing. I think that 2-2 should be on the way. Well, what is he doing? He's absolutely nothing. He's still on 3 gates, and that is not enough to defend against the production of 3 barracks and 2 starports. I mean, 3 barracks are not that big. That's not such a big of a production, but if you give me time, I can make a lot of production. Look at this. I mean, my army supply is favoring me substantially, as well as worker supply, and here I just move out. I decide to finish this because I can. I mean, he's only now putting 2 more gateways down. This base is not saturated at all, while my turret base is becoming saturated as I point all of my orbital commands up there, if I'm correct. No, I point only 1, doesn't matter. Now I go in. That's a big force here, you know it, that's a big force. Let's see how many. Oh, I even brought along a lot of SCVs accidentally. I really didn't care about that because I knew I could take him very easily here with focus fire. I mean, he's got such a low number of units. I stim in, try to destroy him to bring down that resistance altogether. And yeah, this is when I started getting excited because I knew that he's gonna go fall down. And while I entered in his base, and here he left the game without a GG because, well, I would do so too. Now let's stop the game and talk about what we learned. I learned that you need to have a good economy to have a nice production. I mean, I had only 3 barracks, but 3 barracks with 2 reactors on them, with 1 on the way. I had how do you call it? I had the upper hand in upgrades, as well as I had the upper hand in units count. He was on 3 gates for most of the game, so that's not very smart of him. I mean, he can produce a lot of units from those warp gates, but he got a forge very late. He did not research anything from that forge, if I'm correct. Yeah, he didn't research anything from that forge, so what the hell is he gonna get from that? Nothing, absolutely nothing. He has this expansion running up, but that expansion is extremely late, so I mean, I had my expansion up and running very early in the game. After I got my second barracks down, just a few units, I started building on my expansion. Why? Because I like to expand early to get that economy, to boost my production, so I can get 101, so I can get medevacs, so I can get everything that I want on the way. I even got my third base killed while he didn't saturate his second base. I mean, so what is the hint, the tip of the day? Expand, 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 expand. Well, whenever you see a chance to expand, whether it's early in the game after you scout and you see that there is no early aggression from your opponent, expand. After you do a successful little poke, after you deny an expansion from your opponent, expand. After you destroy a counterattack or just an attack, after you wipe out a few Hellions that are trying to harass you, expand. So that's really the point of this whole episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, guys, keep it steady and carry on.